Right now at 6, Vice President J.D. Vance is coming to La Crosse. How the community is reacting to the upcoming visit.
And GET making a change to their 4K program, how it will impact the community.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozorowski.
D.C. politics is coming to La Crosse. Vice President J.D. Vance here on Thursday to tout the White House's big, beautiful bill.
And Democrats are already promising a protest. News 8 Now's Allison Ferget is in the newsroom tonight with a closer look. Allison.
Vance will reportedly speak about how the bill has affected the manufacturing industry. So we spoke with those working in the industry to better understand the bill's impacts. Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce says its tax provisions are a major win. The legislation reauthorizes a 2017 tax policy that lowered the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. At La Crosse's Steiger Steel Fabricating, owner Dan Steiger says he hasn't seen much change to the industry, but he believes the administration's focus on American-made will be beneficial.
The best steel and the best building materials are American-made. So anything that puts the American worker in a position of power.
He added that the no tax on overtime will be a huge benefit for his staff. Vance will be in La Crosse on Thursday, and News 8 Now will have full coverage of the event. Reporting in the newsroom, Allison Ferget, News 8 Now.
Allison, thank you. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is announcing new funds to support rural communities. Evers has visited Norwalk and Abbotsford today, touting community development block grants. It's part of a federal program that helps fund rural investments like new fire stations, drainage systems, and road repairs. Now, President Trump's proposed 2026 budget would cut that program entirely, something Evers says would be detrimental. Today, Evers also weighing in on the president's One Big Beautiful Bill.
The reason this is really important, this is all federal money, and we distribute it to small villages and townships across the state. This is kind of their one chance, small town Wisconsin, to really get their infrastructure taken care of.
Evers says he hopes the federal government continues to distribute the grants.
Congressman Derek Van Orden was also in the region today. He visited the Great Lakes cheese plant in La Crosse. Van Orden says small businesses are the engine of the economy and wants to make sure the federal government is doing what they can to support them.
There is room for every size business in the dairy industry here in Wisconsin. It's our heritage, it's our culture.
The congressman also visited Westby Cooperative Creamery this morning. The creamery was touting its $14 million expansion. Upgrades include new fridges, 10,000-gallon cream tanks, and a new 30,000-gallon milk silo. Officials say the project will allow increase in production while cutting production time.
The business is growing. The business is booming. We cannot make enough cottage cheese in our plant or anywhere across the United States.
Westby Cooperative Creamery is the only cottage cheese manufacturer in Wisconsin.
A News 8 follow-up. Sexual assault charges are filed today against a former Viroqua area school employee. Ashley Benson is accused of having sexual relations with a student at Cornerstone Christian Academy. Benson was a secretary there. Police say the victim was 15 when the relationship started. Benson is out on a $5,000 signature bond. If convicted, she could face up to 6 years in prison. And sentencing day for Ryan Borgwart, a judge giving him 89 days in county jail. That's how long the search for him lasted. Borgwart is that Wisconsin kayaker who faked his own death, then fled to Europe to meet a woman. His disappearance prompted weeks of searches on Green Lake. Eau Claire City Council is currently voting on two key issues. One, a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit for e-bikes and scooters on city trails or public sidewalks, and a downtown parking fee as well. A $1 an hour fee to park along Lake Street to Madison Street, and then 50 cents per hour for spots surrounding that area. A couple of amendments have been addressed and potentially added to those ordinances, but no final votes yet. We'll have an update on those tonight at 10.
And in the meantime, beautiful weather we're having on this Tuesday. It's National Dog Day, Greg, as we see your dog behind you right there, Roman. And I don't know who the other one is. Who's that?
Oh, that's Emma. She's unhappy with that picture. I think.
Okay.
Not very thrilled. Roman's thrilled. But yeah, overall, it's been great walking the dog this weekend. It's going to continue for this week, too. Still today in the low 70s, kind of where we should be about the end of September, really. So this evening, it's overall just going to be really great conditions. Obviously, we're going to drop back into the 61 degrees as we get towards 10 p.m. Any clouds out there will dissipate here in light winds. 60 also at Eclair going through the evening hour. There's your high temperatures, low to mid 70s. As I've said, it's about the end of September. Maybe that's kind of where you should see these temperatures. But overall, we've had some cloud cover out there, some fair weather cumulus we saw pop up with the daytime heating. That will dissipate as sunset as we hold into the upper 60s. Later on, we'll describe how long this stretch of fall-like will continue, because obviously all good things do come to an end eventually. And we do have a rain chance to talk about too, and I'll explain all that a bit later.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
Well, kids are officially back in school across Trempealeau County. Students at Galesville Elementary and other GET schools began classes today. Students and teachers were excited to settle into new classrooms and get the new year rolling.
All excited. Yeah, we have a tradition walking here on the first day, and yeah, they're pretty pumped to be back.
We are welcoming everybody back to a brand new school year. Our theme here at Galesville Elementary is learning is an adventure that never ends. So we're just really excited to have everybody back.
Now, GET is also experiencing a change to their 4K program.
News 8 Now's Grace Monk is live in Galesville with this story. Grace.
Today was the first day of all-day 4K classes for GET elementary schools. Schools across the Coulee region will offer all-day 4K this year. Most districts offered half-day 4K for years, but as Wisconsin's childcare crisis continues to grow, districts like GET decided to make the switch.
Parents were finding that they needed the full-day program because it's so difficult to find daycare.
When families do find childcare, it often comes with a high price tag. While the district's goal was to help parents, Butler says it benefits students as well.
The full-day 4K program will allow us to have a more robust early literacy learning for students, but it will also allow us to provide encore classes like music and library that we wouldn't be able to do with a half-day program.
The La Crosse School District is also offering all-day 4K this year. The area has more childcare options than GET, but parents still face challenges. Superintendent Dr. Aaron Engel says the district was waiting for the right time to expand the program.
We saw that we had low enrollment in our 4K programs, and so there was kind of an opportunity to offer 4K without dramatically increasing our staffing.
Engel says families have asked about all-day 4K for years. While he's excited to give that to parents, it's not the only reason why they expanded the program.
There's some state law changes that will come into effect for this next school year that provide an alternative pathway for our 4K partners in the childcare.
The 2025 through 2027 biannual budget includes $360 million to support the state's childcare industry. $66 million of that will help childcare facilities start their own 4K programs free of charge.
I'm really excited to see that because we need high quality childcare here. But parallel to that, as a school district, we also need to respond and ensure that we're able to continue to provide the great programs that we do.
Both districts officially kicked off all-day classes this week. And the Toma Area School District also plans to offer all-day 4K this year. Reporting in Galesville, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Grace. And back to school also means back to tutors for some. Private tutoring in the U.S. usually costs between $20 and $80 an hour. But a UWL program is offering free tutoring for kids who qualify. The program uses education and psychology students. The tutors check homework and help kids study for tests.
They use the word fail, right? But they're starting to not do super well in their classes, right? And we're able to intervene academically with our kiddo.
The program starts at the beginning of October, but there are a limited number of spots, so parents should apply now. And from new rules to discounts and deals, News 8 Now is your back-to-school resource. Go to news8000.com and click on the Back to School tab.
A vital project underway along the Mississippi River. What's driving the plan in Trempealeau?
Plus, a 911 call reports shots fired at UW-Madison's Memorial Library. But it quickly became clear the danger wasn't real. How police responded to the unsettling call.
The Dane County 911 Center received a troubling call on its non-emergency line Monday. It was a report of a person inside the UW-Madison Memorial Library with an automatic rifle and 2 shots allegedly fired.
Jalen Banks reports from Madison, where police sprang into action to verify and respond to the alleged threat.
Just after 11 a.m., the Dane County 911 Center received a call to its non-emergency line from an individual stating there was a person with an automatic rifle inside Memorial Library, and said there had been 2 shots fired.
And we've had this happen to us before. And what we've learned is, first and foremost, we should, in an incident like that, we should get more than 1 phone call. And in this incident, we got 1 phone call, nothing else was happening. While police were responding, literally within seconds, our dispatchers were able to pull up security cameras, looking inside and outside the Memorial Library, and noticed it was business as usual.
UWPD's Mark Levicott tells me the call to the Dane County's non-emergency line was the first sign this call was suspicious.
Well, people weren't running, people were sitting there enjoying the morning. Nothing was happening. So it became very clear to us that this was likely not true. And we did not have to, at that point, activate our Whisk Alert emergency alert system.
Levicott says the department goes through active shooter training every year.
Tell you we are always on heightened alert because of the unfortunate incidents that have been happening for many years all across the country. We practice active shooter and active threat scenarios every year.
Campuses are on high alert following a series of similar false calls that started last week at the University of Tennessee and Villanova University. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is working on Lock and Dam 6 in Trempealeau. They're replacing miter gates, which are nearly 100 years old. Engineers say the old gates are distressed, and the new ones could make sure the Mississippi River's navigation channels stay safe for 100 more years.
Through our efforts through preventative maintenance and identifying failures before they became issues, we were able to get those extra years out of our old miter gates. So this process to install new ones is a way to mitigate and head off any failures in the future.
Now, this is the second gate the engineers have replaced this year. New gates at Lock and Dam 7 in La Crescent were installed in July.
We'll have more news ahead.
But first,
yeah, we got pleasant conditions for most of the week, but we do have some rain chances coming in that could impact evening activities Wednesday. So we'll time that out and then show you what the Labor Day weekend has in store. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break. The earlier broadcast, I kind of mentioned the average last date that we'll have 90, 80 degrees, and we have quite a bit of time left to go. Well, this is going to show you the latest day that we could see, or at least right now on record have seen it. So 90, you can see for Eau Claire, the latest day is all the way to September. 80s all the way through October. So we can still see summer conditions all the way through October, and eventually this pattern is going to switch at some point, so something to keep in mind of. For La Crosse too, you can get all the way into October to see that last 90 there, and you can see November, and November's to see 70. So we're going to flip it, but for the time, definitely enjoy the real pleasant conditions that we have going on. Now tonight overall, I don't think it'll be as cool as we've seen some areas. Some will probably get into the 40s. Most areas will probably in the low 50s. A little bit cloud cover early, but then clearing sky. So in all, fairly pleasant, almost getting close to a little bit closer to average. Tomorrow, I'll explain where that rain chance is a little bit in the afternoon for some southern areas. Otherwise, we'll get back up maybe a degree or two warmer than today. We do have a cold front that'll be approaching, but that really doesn't take effect until we get to Wednesday evening. Now, there's a little bit of disturbance out to the west. That's going to push east, kind of a weak boundary there that'll bring some showers. The big question is, all this activity here, is it going to be enough to reach the ground or not? We'll have to keep that in mind. But if you're south of I-90, going through southwest Wisconsin, that could be an opportunity for a shower late morning to potentially the early afternoon hour. Further north, the cold front is well to the north yet. It'll begin to push southeastward as we get towards the Wednesday evening. So overall, for Wednesday evening's activity, we still could see a little bit of activity along and south of I-90, scattered showers. Further north, most of the activity with this front is probably going to be northeast of our area as it begins to push south. But Wednesday night, we're going to see a little bit of a line try to develop here after midnight that could provide a little bit of showers. Still a question of how west this will get towards Eau Claire. That pushes eastward and kind of falls apart, but there's an opportunity for some areas east of the river to get maybe another shower as we get closer to Thursday morning. I think most of the Thursday morning commute should be dry as the winds begin to turn around to the northwest. Now, Thursday's highs, For areas further north, probably you'll see a little bit of drop. You see up there low 70s, maybe around 70. Further south, south you go, the front doesn't really, or the air mass doesn't change too much Thursday. So overall temperatures pretty similar to Wednesday. The bigger drop for southern areas will probably come as we go into Friday with it there. Now you look at the lows here for Friday as we go into Friday's highest temperatures. Pretty pleasant conditions, low to mid 70s. Still below average, light winds, so a nice, really great Friday. Should be a great Friday evening for football, too. Then as we go for Saturday, a little bit milder, but still overall very pleasant conditions. Now, if you're wondering how far this is going to change, it's not going to change really too much. You can see overall the jet stream kind of gets more westerly, so we do warm up Saturday a little bit in the weekend, but the hot conditions still stay out west until we get to past the Labor Day. And if you want another cool air coming back down, wait until next Tuesday. We might have another shot of fall-like air coming back down. You can see that in the 8-day forecast, fairly below average, but we do warm up a little bit through Labor Day, and then a front will approach at some point next Tuesday, Wednesday, and that could follow with another push of fall-like air. So, as I mentioned, how long this could last? Well, it could go all the way through next week right now, too, the way it's shaping up to be.
Looking like comfy
You said
conditions.
it's probably going to heat up end of September.
Eventually, we're going to flip.
Yeah. Sure.
At some point. But as right now, it's kind of up in the air when it'll happen.
That looks good.
Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, looking ahead, the Brewers release their 2026 schedule, and we've got what you need to know. Plus, it is cut-down day for NFL rosters. The Packers and Vikings who have done just enough to avoid a locker clean-out. Next.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, at 3 p.m. today, NFL teams made their final roster cuts. For some, a long-awaited goal was reached, and for others, the journey ended just short of the starting line. It's a day where some dreams are realized, others are crushed, and there were some notable moves in Green Bay. Bo Melton, who switched from receiver to cornerback, has made the 53-man roster. Elsewhere in the secondary, 7th-round draft pick Micah Robinson out of Tulane makes the team. Linebackers Christian Welch and Isaiah Simmons both were released today. Undrafted rookie D lineman Nazir Stackhouse makes the team, extending the streak of at least one undrafted rookie on their Week 1 roster to 21 years in a row. Quarterbacks Sean Clifford and Taylor Elgersma both were let go, as well as veteran wideout Mecole Hardman. For that full finalized 53-man roster, head to news8000.com. And for the Vikings, former Badger lineman Joe Huber has made the team after being one of the most productive at the position in the run blocking game in the preseason. Undrafted free agent out of Minnesota, Max Brosmer, is one of 3 quarterbacks to make the team. Former Badger lineman Logan Brown gets waived, and one of the top returners in the preseason, wideout Miles Price, also finds a spot on the 53-man roster. Not to look too far ahead, but Major League Baseball today announcing the full schedules for next season. Some of the things to note for Brewer fans: they will host Chicago, the White Sox, to open up the season on March 26th. 6 of their first 10 series of the year against interleague foes, and 19 of Milwaukee's last 25 games against the Cubs, Reds, Phillies, and Cardinals. Turning our attention to tonight, in about 15 minutes since Game 2 of the series against the D-backs, Jacob Misiorowski will look to get back on track for the Crew. As he's struggled a bit lately here, the Miz has not recorded a win since July 8th versus the Dodgers. And it's the story that is sweeping the nation today. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift announcing that they are getting married. Swift, the 14-time Grammy Award winner, posted the pictures of the proposal on Instagram with the caption saying, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." The couple's engagement comes on the heels of a romance that began during Week 3 of the 2023 NFL season. That's it for sports. We'll have one final look at your forecast coming up next.
All right, tomorrow, probably a short sleeve weather type day. We do have a few showers south of I-90 during the afternoon, and then more showers probably Wednesday night. But all in all, pretty pleasant, pretty dry conditions. And really, the weather continues that way all through Labor Day, even a tad warmer for Labor Day, but otherwise staying below average, with maybe a better shot of rain coming back towards next Tuesday, Wednesday. So this pattern could continue all the way past Labor Day the way it's looking right now. Maybe another shot of cooler air next week. So definitely enjoy it while it's out there.
Absolutely. Looks fantastic. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6.
We'll see you at 10.